5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The pit stop is vital to every race team's success. Pull off the track, let your team go to work.
Outside, clear.
Change all 4 tires, fill the fuel cell, and make needed adjustments, all in 8 seconds or less.
Happy New Year! Hey, everybody. It's New Year, New Year night, New Year day, New Year day evening, I guess it is. You're watching on Speed Sport. Thank you so much. Pits are open. Will Marotti, your host, Alex Smith, our producer, engineer. And I am so excited. I'm so excited that this is a brand new year, beginning year. We're finishing up the first 10 months of the Pits are open. And it's been a great run so far. We're so excited about it. We had some of the best guests ever for the first year. It's been amazing to me how many people want to be on the show. And, of course, we're so grateful to Joe Trepp and Ralph Shaheen at Speed Sport for allowing us to come on and be part of the Speed Sport family. So we're so thankful for you that are watching. It's been a fast and furious year. It really has. I want to say thanks again to Alex. He's done a great job. He's been very hardworking and faithful on so many different aspects of it. All of the guests that we've had on the first year in 2025 is exciting. I want to say thanks to our sponsors. I want to say thank you especially to Schaefer Oil, America's Christian Credit Union, Redline Ace, of course, Speed Sport, P1 Web Development, SquidX Media. So many people have been kind to us in the first year. We're so grateful for the help that you've given us. And we're going to have a good second year. 2026 is going to be a good year. I also want to get your feedback, get your input on things. And how you can best do that is go to our website, which is the Pits Are Open. And when you go there, a couple of things I want to ask you. Number one, across the top, there's a banner. Click on that banner and sign up for our weekly newsletter, The Pits Are Open. We're going to bring you some racing news. Also, we're going to give you coming attractions of the show for that week's episode, and gives us a chance to communicate with you directly. So we'd like you to do that. And also, when you go on our website, you'll notice, I believe in the bottom right-hand corner of whatever you're on, phone or laptop, you'll see a little bluish-purple microphone icon. If you would click on that icon, you can leave a voice message for us and tell us, hey, listen, we're interested. What feedback? Who would you like to have on the show? What do you think we do really good? What do you think we need to do better on? We're really looking for that feedback. It'd be so important for you to help us that way. Or just say hi and we'll respond in kind. So there's that. Of course, we always are looking for new guests. And I tell you, what a diverse first year. Talk about eclectic. We've had so many different types of guests on and from different aspects of motorsports. We're really grateful for it. And, of course, we finished out the year really strong at PRI. We're already making plans to be there next year. I will tell you right now, we are looking for a title sponsor. And haven't talked about this before, but we're at a point now where the audience is growing, particularly because of Speed Sport 1. And we're looking for a title sponsor. The title sponsor would be name and word mark with anytime the show is mentioned, the title sponsor is mentioned. Plus, we'll have whoever the title sponsor is, we'll give airtime once a month to come on the program, tell us about what you're doing. And going into PRI next year, you'll be, this year, because it's 2026, December 2026, you'll be the title sponsor at PRI for us. And so that'd be very exciting. So we're looking for that title sponsor. We'd love for you to fill that role. If you have a racing-related company that you think would be a good fit, give me an email at will@MarottiAutosport.com. I appreciate that. will@MarottiAutosport.com. Got a great show for you today. We're wrapping up our interviews. This is a girl power show. It's all female from PRI, and we've got 4 great guests that you're going to be visiting with today. The first one is Michaela Connor. Michaela is going to be a bright and shining star in motorsports. She has started a new, what she's calling a marketing agency, but it's so much more than that because she focuses on bringing brands, whether they're already in motorsports or not, bringing brands to the track. and letting them see firsthand. See, motorsports is not like any other sport. Listen, you could stick somebody in a box at a baseball game or a football game or a hockey game, and I love all those things, and I love going. But motorsports is such a much more immersive experience, and it's so much more exciting, and it builds so many more lasting memories. Michaela understands that. She's got this trackside marketing that she's using now. Also, we're going to have on the 2015 IHRA Pro Mod Champion, first woman to ever win Pro Mod Championship, and she was on the show with us at PRI, Dina Parise. Very excited. We're going to hear she's back to racing. She's after an absence of years, she's back to racing on the Pro Mod circuit. And then the first lady of racing is going to be with us. The first lady is Linda Vaughn. And many of you remember Linda. Many of you love Linda. Linda was at PRI. She had a line out her booth the entire time. She's going to be with us. And then finishing up our fourth guest, someone who I've only recently become friends with, but she was a great help to us at PRI in terms of coordinating guests and bringing folks to us. And that is the one and only the racing personality and ambassador, Nitro, Allie. So happy New Year. Enjoy the show. I'll have a word of wrap up when we get done. Stay with us. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Will Marotti here. The pits are open. We are at the Indiana Convention Center 2025 PRI. Holy cow. Has this been a great time? Thank you, our producer today, Mark, just doing a great job. So awesome. We had some great interviews today, and I'm excited about this one because we're paisans. Marotti, Parise. Dina Parise is with us. She's a Pro Mod driver, and I'm so happy to welcome you to the show.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. So nice to be here.
So your nickname, or the yeah. team nickname, right, is...
It's actually my nickname. Yep.
It is Spicy Meatball. Okay, well, there you have it. There should be an indication right there what's going on. So, where are you from originally?
So I'm from New York originally. We live in Georgia now.
Oh.
I always tell people I live in Georgia, but I identify as New York just because New Yorker never leaves.
Well, and there's a little tiny Long Island left in there. I saw
there is. Right. I cannot deny.
So, fascinating that you got started in racing, not as a teenager or a child. You were a little bit older when you got into racing. Huh?
I was in my 30s.
In your 30s when you started?
Yes.
Wow. What was why racing?
So my husband had built a 67 Camaro. I had a BDS blower on it. It was about 1,100 horsepower. And the very first time we went to the racetrack was Maple Grove. We went to Super Chevy. And I absolutely fell in love with the sport. I had never even been to a drag race.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I fell in love with the sport.
Love at first sight.
Yeah. And I went to Frank Hawley the following year.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's kind of been, a little bit of an evolution since then.
But you had a different career before that, though.
I did, yes.
What did you do?
Very different. I was a professional figure skater. I skated for the Ice Capades.
Ice Capades. I've gone to Mickey Mouse and the Ice Capades.
No,
that's what we did.
Right, but that's a Disney. So
okay.
Ice Capades was like a variety show.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was more people, less, animals. And
am I right in thinking back that a lot of times it would be people like former Olympians?
Yes.
That would come into the sport that way?
Absolutely. Yeah. So what they would do is once they retired as a competitor, they would show skate and they would be the principal acts. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah. How long did you do Ice Capades?
I did that for 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a fun time. I loved it. And it's funny because I actually can compare drag racing and that a little bit. It's weird.
How?
Well, so like when we skated for the shows, we went from city to city, venue to venue. A lot of them were the same venues in the different respective cities. We put on a show. That's what we do in drag racing. We put on a show. Yeah. I think sometimes that's people forget about the entertainment part of it. And people would come to the stage door for autographs, and here they come to the pit area. So it's very relatable. The tractor, the Zamboni.
Sure.
Same thing.
Sure. Well, speed's a little different. I mean, ice skaters are pretty fast, but your cars are a little faster.
Yeah. So. But I also had a little bit of a crazy side to me. I did numbers where I flew in the air. I did a number where I hung by one wrist like they do in the circus, and I got spun around. Like I did all. So
you've always been kind of a little daredevil.
Yeah, a little adventurous.
Wow, that's pretty cool
in my life.
So, how fast have you gone?
Well, so we've been out of the game. This is kind of a comeback for me.
So you won a championship, right? At IHRA?
Yes, in 2015. And that was the last time that they had a pro series.
Right. They brought it back now.
Is back. I am so happy about that because that's our intention. We would love to have been there this year. We just were not ready for it. There's a few things. My husband's had some health issues and whatnot, and so we're ready for 2026. And so we ran a lot of quarter mile. Now everything is a lot of eighth mile now. It had started to change over, but IHRA was in 2015 quarter mile. So.
Right.
It was running, high fives in the, in the quarter.
In the quarter mile, really? That's
like
good.
240 area.
That's
230.
good. Wow.
But
that's
now
moving
eighth
on.
mile. Yeah. So now eighth mile. We've been 380s. So which is really not competitive now, but we've stepped up our program. So yeah.
Well, this is wonderful. So what tracks are you hoping? Is there a plan at this point? And what tracks you are hoping to compete at?
Well, the schedule just came out yesterday, and so we are just going to this year we're going to have to kind of play things by ear and see where we're going to be able to go. Always comes down to, sponsorships and being able to, make it there.
So what's exciting about it is Speed Sport 1 being the broadcast network.
Yes.
You'll be able to watch her now. All the folks watch on Speed Sport, you'll be able to watch her in our IHRA drag competition. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. They have a great program, great tracks.
Mm-hmm.
They just announced yesterday that they have acquired Maple Grove
right.
as well.
Right.
So that's exciting. We are from New York, so Maple Grove was actually where I went to Super Chevy for the first time.
Good. Well, so it all kind of comes back around. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Yeah. So what do you do when you're not drag racing?
I was a hairdresser for many years. I don't do that anymore. I actually now work part-time in a bridal store. I love it. It's a lot of fun. And then really my biggest goal in life is just making sure I torture my husband on a daily basis.
Good. Well, I think that's admirable. So it's Ice Capades, it's hairdressing, and it's what else? There was the third thing there?
The bridal store.
Bridal store. And when you're not doing that, you're going 185 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Wow. So what do you hope for in terms of your motorsports career? Where would you like to go? If you could write the script yourself, where would you like to go in your motorsports career?
Of course, I want to be able to run a full
season.
And I'd love to be able to run for another championship, of course.
That'd be great, huh?
Yeah. It was nice. I was the first female to win a championship in IHRA, so that's kind of a nice little, notch in the belt.
You may not be old enough to remember this, but we had on a hero yesterday. We interviewed in that chair, Shirley Muldowney.
Yes.
You remember Shirley, Cha-Cha?
I do.
And it was quite a cool interview to have her here and talk about breaking in as a female in an all male dominated sport.
And I was very good friends with Bunny Burkett.
Okay.
So she was my mentor and a good friend of mine.
Good.
So it's funny because Shirley. A few years back, we had 2 race cars. We had 2 Pro Mods, my husband and mine.
Yep.
And we were displaying them in Manhattan. We were on Good Day, New York.
Yeah.
And a gentleman walked by and introduced himself. His name was Ken. I can't remember his last name. He actually wrote Heart Like a Wheel. And so I had sent pictures to Shirley, and I was like, "Hey, look at who I met randomly on the street in New York City."
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
it
cool.
was just kind of funny how that came around.
Well, Dina, thank you so much for taking time. We really enjoyed it. Nice to meet you.
I appreciate you.
Thanks for coming on the
Thank you
show.
so much.
And everybody at Speed Sport 1, be watching drag racing, IHRA. You might see the spicy meatball out there.
We'll see you there.
Hey, don't go away. We'll be right back.
This next segment is brought to you by Redline Ace. Race fans, when it comes to standing out on and off the track, nobody does it better than Redline Ace. Located just minutes from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in Speedway, Indiana, Redline Ace is your go-to source for high-quality performance motorsports graphics trusted by teams at every level. From custom car wraps and team branding to helmets, haulers, hero cards, and much more, Redline Ace makes sure you look as fast as you drive. Visit Redline Ace today and see why champions trust Redline Ace to keep their image in victory lane.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Will Marotti here, Pits Are Open. We are at the Indiana Convention Center. 2025 PRI. It's hard to believe we're halfway through the third day. It's crazy. It's almost over. But we've been so fortunate, so blessed, really, to have so many great interviews with great people, good people, industry people, drivers, everybody in between. And we've got somebody very exciting that you're going to hear a lot about in the future right now with Michaela Connor. Michaela, thank you for coming on.
Will, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You've got an interesting background. Well, you're living in an interesting place right now, right? Where are you now?
Yeah, I'm in Green Bay right now, but I'm actually born and raised in Indiana.
A Hoosier girl.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Spent a year in California.
Yep.
And then somehow you were coaxed into moving into iceberg country.
Very cold, lots of snow, northern Wisconsin.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, boy. You're brave. That's wonderful.
Got a lot of family up there.
So the reason I asked you to come on is you have your own company.
Yeah.
And tell us about that.
So I own a marketing agency in motorsports called Trackside. As the name would suggest, we bring brands trackside, whether they've been in motorsports before or not, and they just need to get in. They want to get in. They see their competitors in the sport already being successful marketing in motorsports, or if they work with drivers, and sometimes, drivers don't know everything about marketing effectively. So that's kind of where we come in and take over that support for the drivers to help with the sponsorships.
Okay, so you kind of glazed over that like it was nothing. You just dropped an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Because you and I know there's a gazillion market. Everybody and their brother's got a marketing company.
Yeah.
Oh, we do your social, we do your website, SEO, blah, blah, blah. Nobody's bringing brands.
Right.
Nobody. So why? Tell us about, how did you have that idea? Why did you think of doing that?
Yeah, so I have a background in marketing. I come from 10 years of experience doing that with a bachelor's in business administration, and I love motorsports. I love watching it. I've never raced, of course, but just being around Indianapolis for the 500, the Brickyard 400, every single year growing up, just kind of lit a passion in me. But I didn't know there was any opportunity for women in motorsports at the time. All I knew of was Danica Patrick in NASCAR, right? So for the business administration side, I didn't really see much opportunity. So I actually started here in healthcare.
Thank you.
Do we have to edit that out?
Yes. Thank you very much.
So I started in healthcare, and when I moved to Wisconsin, as you said, with my family, I began introduced to off-road racing.
Okay.
Which is completely different territory from NASCAR and IndyCar.
Sure,
it is
sure.
the most exciting sport
Cool.
on four wheels. It is so much fun. And so watching that for a season, my family's from Crandon area, so they've been around the sport too. My grandpa actually was part of the first crew that helped make the track that goes back into the woods. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. So just having all those like small ties into the sport, I loved watching it. But when you go and when you're from a marketing background or any background, you kind of hear pieces of what the drivers are talking about. Like, maybe I could be a solution there. I've never worked in motorsports, of course. Like I said, I came from healthcare,
right?
But it's still marketing.
Sure.
The concepts are still the same. And so I watched for an entire season just listening. I was like, you know what, Jared? I think I can do this. I think I might be able to do this. Let me listen again one more year just to make sure that this is really a need in the industry. Because if it wasn't, somebody would already be doing it. And of course, people come and go in every business all the time.
Yeah.
But really the ones who persevere to the end are the ones who succeed. And so after 2 years of doing tons of market research, I saw the business opportunity. Let me try to get in here. So I post on social media. I'm like, hey, this is my experience. I've never done motorsports before. Let's give it a try. Great feedback. My inbox was flooded because every driver needs sponsorships.
Sure,
right?
sure.
That's why they're at PRI. That's why they go to SEMA. They're messaging people all the time. So let me bridge the gap for you to get sponsors for yourself. Drivers don't have time. You're working full-time jobs to pay for your program. Your program is full-time. The racing is full-time. You've got families. All of it's full-time. So let me take over the agency part of outreach and management, and that's my full-time job.
Right.
Now. And so that's how Trackside was founded.
Wow. So there's the concept and there's the process.
Yeah.
And for a lot of companies, those two things don't line up very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not asking you to, share trade secrets, but in your mind, what's the process look like to bring a brand trackside?
Yeah, of course you have to start with building relationships. You can't just reach out to people and ask for money and assume they're going to give it to you for logo placement and brand awareness. These are big brands They have goals too, just like every other business. They're here to sell products. They're in the business to make money. Nobody's in business to just not sell anything.
It's about profit.
Yeah, absolutely. And so really building relationships is the ground floor first place to start with anything. Coming here, inquiring about products, talking about what their business goals are for now and even into the future, and seeing how that you as a driver can be a part of that, far beyond logo placement, far beyond an Instagram or TikTok post, and just really getting those relationships built and growing them.
So you said you did some market research. What was the core of your analysis? What were you looking at? How were you measuring it? How are you doing that?
Yeah, so I wanted to see, first of all, if there was even any interest in drivers needing help. They all complain about it, but just because somebody's complaining about something doesn't mean they actually want a solution to their problem. And not only that, how much money is in this for somebody to actually have? Because, again, like I said, if this was a very, very profitable industry for grassroots sponsorships, more people would be doing it. Right. And there's simply not. There's tons of agents for bigger F1, IndyCar, NASCAR teams, but not really for grassroots. And so, sorry, what was your question? What was your question? Sorry.
Oh no. The question was the process.
Yeah.
The process of bringing the brand's tracks.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
Just so many people walking by.
Yeah, it can be distracting. Yeah,
totally.
Right.
The market research, yes. So getting those drivers right, and so I put out a deck on Etsy, just a template, right? If they need it, they will find it.
Right.
If they're not actually looking for it, then okay, I know I'm not at least wasting my time forming an LLC and making a website.
Right.
So just kind of like getting a feel for that. Like I said, sometimes they just like to complain about problems. They don't like to solve the problems.
Right.
I can give you a solution if you're actually interested in it. But if it's a waste of time, then I'm not going to pursue it. So that's kind of how I started. I put a deck template out there. I didn't tell anyone. I let Google SEO take over. If they're searching for the decks, they will take them to this website.
Right, okay.
Exactly. And so a couple months in, I had thousands of dollars in orders from every country in the world. And I know that they race everywhere, but I did not realize how much need for just a
desperate
deck.
It's like desperation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even trying to get them sponsors. This was just a template for a deck. Right. And so that was my, oh my gosh, not only is it needed here in the States, but it's needed everywhere in the entire world. So then I find Megan, then I find Alex, and I'm like, oh wow, these people are awesome. They're serving grassroots racers, youth drivers on such a broad scale, right? It's not one agent representing one big $1 million team and taking commission from that. And so that's kind of how I started in with the market research, because like you said, everybody needs sponsorships, right?
Sure.
The more you go down that rabbit hole, the more you...
The bigger it gets, the deeper it gets. So how old is your company now?
1 year old. We just turned 1 in
Yay!
August.
Okay. So tell me, you've got about a minute left. Where do you want it to go? Where do you want to take the company?
Big places. You know, it would be great. I'm doing NASCAR Xfinity or O'Reilly Series now, so one of my drivers is in that. But even Cup Series team would be great. I think it would be so fun to work there. IndyCar would be great. I've got some sponsorship agent friends that work in IndyCar. F1 would be great. And my passion is in off-road racing, so I think being able to help build the grassroots teams in off-road to become the biggest sport that there is right now would be incredible.
Impressive. Yeah,
Thank you.
That's good. Well, thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having me on
Thanks for
again,
taking
Will.
I'm sorry you have to go back to the cold. You're leaving the cold to go back to the cold. Well, I guess I am too. I'm leaving the cold to go back to the cold. So we're in the same boat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Yes, thank you again.
Michaela Connor, everybody. Hey, don't go away. We'll be right back.
This next segment is brought to you by America's Christian Credit Union. Are you looking for a smart, faith-aligned way to grow your savings? Then listen up. Right now, America's Christian Credit Union is offering a 12-month certificate with one of the highest rates in the nation, 4.5%, designed to help you steward your finances with purpose. This is a limited-time offer for new members. Deposits can go up to $1 million, or you can get started with as little as $1,000. It's called a term share certificate, similar to a CD, but backed with mission and values. So don't wait. Lock in your rate before it drops. Go to americaschristiancu.com/pits to get started. Again, that's americaschristiancu.com/pits.
Hey everybody, Will Marotti here. Pits are open. Indiana Convention Center. It's PRI 2025. we're wrapping things up here, and we couldn't wrap up on a better note. This is a person who is iconic, legendary. There's not enough words to describe Linda Vaughn. Linda, thank you so much for being on the show.
My pleasure, Tim. I wouldn't miss it because I've been talking to Patty Parsons. But as you can hear, my voice is a little rattly. I think I've talked to everybody at this convention.
Pretty much. I heard you've had a line at your booth the whole time.
It's been a little busy, but I love this show. I was their PR director at marketing when we started PRI. I go down to my P.O. box to get my mail, and who's standing there was Steve Lewis.
Yeah.
And we sat down and started talking about doing a show. I said, name it Performance Racing, and we will make it happen. And the first month, I got 200 companies to join PRI.
First month.
I sure did.
Gosh.
And we brought it, and I'm so proud to be associated with PRI.
Tell us, kind of go back to the beginning, Linda. How did all this start? Your
When
career.
I was born?
Well, your career, and I mean, really, you're one of the most iconic figures in motorsports, and you're not a driver, which is an amazing thing. So,
I drive.
how did this all start?
I drive a little bit of everything.
Sure.
I've taken a lot of the driving schools so I could learn how to talk more about what's going on. But when I was a kid growing up, I fell madly in love with the 57 Chevrolet. I loved the 57 Chevrolet. And my boyfriend, Jimmy Newberry, taught me how to drive that 57 Chevrolet. We went down to Paris drag strip, and I was quicker and lighter, and I could go get the beer for him after the races. I got to drive that 57 Chevrolet.
Nice
so
car.
at Christmas time, I went to Honest Charlie's Speed Shop, and I bought him a Hurst Shifter, $5 down and $5 a week to put in that 57 Chevrolet. So therefore, he wanted the beer, I wanted to drive, and I got to keep his car. And that started the whole world of going to the races for me. And I enjoyed it so much, and there was having a big contest in Atlanta for Miss Atlanta Raceway. And he goes, oh, you can't win that. And it made me mad. And I went down there and I won it. I won Miss Atlanta Raceway. That got me started.
Wow.
I was hooked.
That's amazing.
I was hooked. My first time as Miss Atlanta Raceway, Fred Lorenzen won the race.
Yeah.
I got to kiss a Yankee for my first time. But I thought, oh, this is wonderful. And I was a dental technician. I was going to school and working as a dental technician. And I thought, well, I might do this for a while. But when I got offered to come aboard as Miss Firebird, I took it, and I went to Daytona, Darlington, and made a visit, and I got to meet people like George Hurst and Waddy Parks, and I loved all this sport, and I thought, product. The Hurst Shifter made me fall in love with this industry.
Right.
And George said, be in my contests. I want you in my contest. I entered the Miss Hurst Golden Shifter contest. There was a full-page ad in Hot Rod magazine saying, we're looking for a new Miss Hurst Golden Shifter, and she must have a good personality, love racing, and have sound teeth. Well, that was right up my alley. A dental technician. I said, what are you looking for, George, a race queen or a race horse? So both he and Wally offered me a job, but I went to work for Hurst. There was 200 girls in that contest, and I had to go to 3 preliminaries. I took my mother with me because I was strictly business from the get-go, and I wanted to turn Hurst into a household word, and we did.
And you did.
Richard Petty at STP, and Linda Vaughn and Hurst Shifters, and I loved every trip I took. Finally, I went into the dental office, and I said, Dr. Amos and Dr. Julian, I'm going to step aside, but I want y'all to know I want to go make people smile at us at the races. And I said I took that, and I went on the road and started working for Hurst. And the rest is history, history, history.
You know, I've got a visual in my mind. My first car was a 67 Camaro Super Sport, and it had a Hurst 4-speed shifter.
All right.
And I see Hurst carved in the, you know.
See, it was a love affair. Your first love affair.
First car.
And you could ride that clutch and shift those gears. Well, that was my love affair.
How did the fame, I mean, you were famous in NASCAR, obviously. You were famous in NHRA drag racing. I mean, you seem to go from serious, and you were popular and famous everywhere you went. How did that start? How did that start kick in?
I was just telling you how it started.
Go ahead.
And going down to that first drag race.
Yeah.
And you would never believe who the first racer I met was. Don Gartley's come to
Big Daddy?
Grady Pickles' shop, and he worked on his engine in my hometown. And I was a youngin' then. I'd ride down there on my bicycle, and he would come up every time, and he goes, "Boy, you're growing up. Boy, you're growing up." And then one time I drove up, and walking in, he dropped his wrench because I had all grown up. And I entered the Miss Hurst contest, and George was real good friends with Big Daddy.
Yeah.
So we literally became a family affair.
Wow.
And we just started making appearances everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I got George involved in NASCAR. We were the official shifter in NASCAR. And then we got into the brakes with the Hurst Earhart brakes. Mm-hmm. So it just I took marketing and advertising, and I wanted to apply it to my future. So I really, really wanted to be the race queen, but I also wanted to sell parts. And you race on Sunday and sell on Monday.
That was big for years, sure.
Absolutely. I even turned it into a marketing business and went to California. And it's been a lifetime, over 50 years of shifting gears.
Well, and you could say you're not just another pretty face because you're a marketing expert as well, and you sell all these products.
George Hurst was so pleased with my ideas, and when we got the pace car program at the Indy 500 in 1972, that opened the doors to what does he want? It opens the doors to so much. There's so much. Well, we'll see that in a minute. We're on the air right now.
So, 1972. I was pretty young in 72. I do remember Indy 500. I remember Mark Donahue won that.
Yes,
it was Roger
he did.
Penske's first Indy 500 win.
It sure was.
And I think
I presented him the pace car.
Did you really?
And we also have that pace car back, and it's in the museum. And Roger got it back, and it's 100 points. It's magnificent.
Oh man!
And I loved every minute of that.
That's the time that I fell in love with racing in late 60s, early 70s.
And
I remember it so well. James Garner, and he did the big movie about racing.
Of course, Grand Prix. But James was my dear friend. And when I went to the studio, they were going to take him off the air because he was the most popular show. And then there was a big mess going on in Hollywood. Yeah. And I said, James, I think you could kick their butts if you'll drive the pace car. So I got together the people at Oldsmobile and George and Jack Duffy and I took my mother with me there again. We signed him, and he became the most popular star on television. Plus, he sold more Oldsmobiles than anybody.
Oh, yeah, that was big.
For years, yeah, big guy. We stayed together for many, many years.
Wow, that's amazing.
What a door opener for all of us. And,
did you ever, when you were a kid?
I love that pace car.
Did you ever expect that you would have this career? I mean, it's just like it's rocket ship just took off. Did you ever expect it?
Well, no, not really. I thought, well, maybe I'd have a year to work.
Yeah.
And every year, George would keep renewing my contract. And when he renewed it for the third time, I became a corporate company employee, and I got a ham every Christmas.
Wow.
And a turkey every Thanksgiving.
You're in when you get a ham and a turkey, right?
And that's when George and I signed a really nice contract, and OEM, original equipment manufactured, the Hurst Shifters. Mm-hmm. I worked very well with all the car companies. We kept it neutral. But George didn't particularly care for Ford, and Ford was winning the races. And I said, George, give me the Ford account. I went to Holman and Moody and Lee Iacocca, God rest his soul. And we signed, and we became the official shifter. And therefore, the OEM sales, I made a percentage. So that's how I bought my first house. Yeah. I've worked.
You're a hustler. I'm telling you.
Not a hustler.
In a good way. You're energetic.
If I were a hustler, I'd be rich.
You got great ideas. But look at how people followed your business ideas. It's wonderful.
Can I hit it with this microphone?
Linda,
I think marketing and women buy cars, and I just always am saying, there goes Dad's son. I love promoting our sport and our women. You do. And women buy cars, so we have love affairs too. Yeah. Behind every successful man is a good, successful woman.
Amen.
And we do. I think what we've done and what we've proven. Look how many women are in drag racing now.
We had one today from Sweden, Eden Zetterstrom.
I love
great.
it. Jag ska det hasen hur you see it? I went to Sweden. I love her.
Linda, we are out of time, but thank you so much for taking time for us. I really
Tim.
appreciate
You're
you.
So enthusiastic.
Love you so much. Thank you for coming.
And hi to Brad Craig. Now show me that picture.
All right. Hey, we'll be right back. Stay with us.
This next segment is brought to you by Speed Sport and Speed Sport 1. Racing fans, if you want to stay plugged into the action, there's only one place to be, and that's Speed Sport. From breaking news to in-depth feature coverage of major events across the country, Speed Sport delivers nonstop motorsports coverage all year long. Whether it's IndyCar, NASCAR, dirt track, or drag racing, Speed Sport brings you the stories, highlights, and all the drama right to you. So don't miss a lap. Visit speedsport.com and tune in to Speed Sport 1 or head to speedsport1.com, your home for everything racing.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Will Marotti here. The pits are open. We're at the Indiana Convention Center, PRI 2025. We're having a remarkable time here. 2 days of action-packed interviews. All of these shows are going to air on Speed Sport 1. Thank you for watching, by the way, on Speed Sport 1. We're going to take a compilation of all of the interviews we've done, and we're going to turn them into 2, possibly 3 shows, and they will be on Speed Sport 1. If you are watching, or maybe you're on a social media platform, please go to our website, thepitsareopen.com. Click on the top bar, sign up for our newsletter. Then you'll be able to stay in touch. You'll know when these shows are coming out, and you'll know when you'll want to watch them. It's been great. The thing that's been great about this is we've been able to network with a lot of people. But there's one person, if we had to name an MVP networker, this guest is the MVP net. We have gotten more guest referrals from this person than any other person, and that would be the one, the only, Nitro Allie.
No, you know what? I'm
Allison.
so happy to help you with it.
I call her Allison. Is her given name? Nitro Allie is her personality handle.
My alter ego name. That's right.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much for all you've done these past few days, directing guests our way, making connections for us. Tell us a little about your background. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up? That kind of stuff.
Well, I grew up in Portland, Oregon, but I've spent most of my life in Southern California, and that's where I'm at now, in Southern California. Good. And I got 4 kids, 2 grandbabies, racing background. They all race junior dragsters, and I'm hoping to get my 5-year-old grandbaby back in that junior dragster soon. So.
Did you always have a passion for cars and racing, or is this something that came later? Talk to us about that.
You know what? I got to owe a lot of credit to my dad. My dad is the one that really got me involved. I'm an only girl, so I'm surrounded by boys, and my dad, he wanted me to learn about cars in case I was ever alone. I could take care of the cars myself.
Right.
And then I would always watch racing with him. I remember just being a little tyke, sitting on his lap, watching drag racing, like Shirley Muldowney racing, and he used to race go-karts too. So I, at a very young age, was exposed to racing and just, motorsports in general. So, yeah.
So, when did you start your public persona as a drag racing personality? When did that start?
That actually only
happened. And how did it start?
Yeah, it only happened a couple years ago, and it's kind of a funny story that I still do. I've been kind of adopted, if you will, by the Coletta team. They welcome me in, their family as their own, and I'm grateful. And I started wearing my sparkly boots, and that was the girl with the sparkly boots. And then people would start talking to me about, racing and what I knew. And so then the character just kind of evolved that I'm going, well, I need to get rid of my real name on social media because people are following me. And Nitro Allie was born.
So, again, you know how fascinated I am about the fact that your day job and your weekend persona are worlds apart. So without going into any detail, what do you do professionally?
Professionally, my official title is deputy coroner. So essentially, I am a death investigator for a living, and that's what I do for my day job. Well, actually, I work graveyard shift, so it is my night job.
And that's a major law enforcement agency.
Correct.
And you're the last person they call.
I am actually a last responder. I'm not a first responder, though I could if needed.
Yeah.
But by definition, I am a last responder.
I mean, as a pastor, I know the struggle that comes with dealing with people in death.
Yes.
So, is this an opportunity, as Nitro Allie? Are you able to vent off any of that trauma, frustration that you experience regularly dealing with death investigations.
Actually, it is. And that's what I tell people, that Nitro Allie, she is a character, but she is my healthy coping mechanism, if you will. Dealing with death, trauma, the worst of the worst, it can mess with your mind and your mental health. And mental health is critical. So you have to have a healthy outlet. You don't want to go into drugs or drinking or any other, poor activities. So
Sure.
I do focus on the Nitro Allie persona because I do love drag racing. I love everything about it. And I have other hobbies. As if any of my fans know, I'm a line dancer. I love country music. If there is a, country bar, I'm there to dance. Let's dance.
Well, just say we have a country bar in Connecticut that's very famous for dancing. It's called the Cadillac Ranch.
I've heard of it.
Have you really?
I've heard of it.
Oh my gosh! And I guess it is very world famous for people that are into line dancing. I have no coordination or rhythm at all, so I don't dance at all, and it would be embarrassing if I even tried. So I will never do that. So, how many events do you go to a year? You're at a lot of places, it seems like.
You know what? This year's been a lot busier than in past years. Usually I'm staying at the West End races. I'm typically at the NHRA national events, but I've been invited to do car shows and other public appearances. And so that's just kind of growing, and I'm really excited. I think next year is going to be even bigger. Mm-hmm. I do plan on attending more events.
Okay.
So I do a lot of NHRA, but IHRA has reached out and asked that I attend to some of their events, but they are more Midwest to East Coast. So we'll see if something there will come to fruition. But I'm open to promoting motorsports in all sanctioning bodies and all types of all types of racing.
Okay.
I guess I should say.
So I'm gonna have a guest on tomorrow's show. Mm-hmm. You know who she is, Linda Vaughn.
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
Linda Vaughn, considered the first lady of racing, the queen of racing, the Hurst Shifter girl. Yes. I don't want to describe what you do. I'll let you do that. But it seems to me that it's that kind of personality that's there. Linda, of course, a very personable, vivacious, beautiful woman. Not that you patterned after Linda, but do you see a connection between what Linda has done over the years and what you're doing now?
I do, and it wasn't intentional at all. It's just kind of evolved that way. But Linda Vaughn really was just this icon when it comes to promoting all types of motorsports.
Right.
And even though I've started in drag racing, it's what I know, it's what I'm comfortable with. I have been approached, are you open to expanding? Absolutely, because motorsports in general is huge. And we have to find a way to really promote all types of motorsports to keep our racetracks open. And as you know, we've been losing a lot of racetracks, especially in California. We're losing our drag strips. So I really think just promoting all the types of motorsports, then taking it a step further, promoting those racetracks where these, events are happening.
Yeah.
That way we can generate revenue for them and keep them open and keeping racing alive, which is really important. The other thing that I really want to do and focus on are the youth in motorsports. We're just not seeing as many youth go into it, and times have changed, whereas before, kids would be wrenching on cars with dad, but now they're on their phones.
Right.
And so I think that's something as well that Linda was really an advocate for, is keeping that spirit and keeping racing alive. So, to be compared to her even a little bit is such a huge honor, privilege, and compliment. So hopefully I can fulfill, and keep going with what she had started.
And I think Linda, and you remind me of this, Linda was always, she did everything in a very classy kind of a way. It was very dignified. She was just, I think, a role model for many. And I feel like you're in that same direction. You're in that same genre. Keep it classy. Keep it nice. Yeah. You're obviously very feminine, and I'm sure the guys. Well, we got a few of them out here. So where do you see this going? Where is Nitro Allie going?
Well, hopefully up. Hopefully up. And I don't know, because again, things have changed dramatically over the past year. I've been approached with a couple different opportunities. Okay. Some of them maybe some episodic television shows. So that's in the works right now. That's a potential. So hopefully the persona grows and I can expand my following and I can, help promote motorsports the same way that she did.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
It's wonderful. I wonder if, like, Linda did a lot with drag racing, but really Linda, I think, made a huge mark also in NASCAR.
She did. Yes.
So, NASCAR, they could use some help. But it could be anything, right? Could be.
That's right.
You like all racing across the board.
I like all racing, and like I said, and I've told this to a lot of people, drag racing is what I know. That's what I have the most experience and knowledge in. Again, the kids race. I've been involved with it for many years.
Sure.
And so I'm really enjoying meeting people in other disciplines of racing to teach me. I want to learn. Tell me if I don't know something. I don't want to feel uneducated.
Right.
Teach me, and so that way I can help promote it better. And then, like I said, it's promoting those tracks and the drivers and getting people out there in all types. We have to keep racing alive, all types of racing, period.
Well, and, PRI is very big on that. SEMA's very big on that. They have a lot of advocacy going on for protecting motorsports. Mm-hmm. We all love it. We want it to be continued on. And it's wonderful. So, again, I don't know how else to thank you other than just to say thank you. You've been such a help to us this year, bringing so many guests, connecting us with so many people. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thanks for taking time today, but thank you for all you've done for us this weekend.
No, it's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for having me on. Thank you to Speed Sport 1, for putting this all together, working with you. It's a great show. I hope everyone will tune in and watch. And, I say this all the time. God bless you. God bless America. Our first responders, law enforcement. Take a family member to a racetrack, drag strip, anywhere, and let's keep racing alive.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nitro Allie, everybody. Hey, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
This segment is brought to you by Schaefer Manufacturing. Schaefer Oil, America's trusted leader in oils and lubrication since 1839. If you want maximum performance and protection for your engines, fleet, and equipment, Schaefer delivers, even under the toughest operating conditions. Their advanced lubrication technology reduces friction, runs cleaner, lasts longer, and it helps you save money by cutting down on breakdowns and costly downtime. That's why professionals in trucking, farming, and racing all choose Schaefer, because they don't settle for average. Give your engine the premium care it deserves. Learn more at SchaeferOil.com. Again, that's SchaeferOil.com.
Hey, that's it. The first show of 2026, the pits are open. We're also on social media channels, and if you're on TikTok, please follow us. If you're on Facebook, please follow us. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. We have way many more people watching the show on YouTube than subscribe. It's free. It costs nothing. We won't bug you. Just go to YouTube. The pits are open. YouTube. It's kind of like a combination between Yugoslavia and YouTube. It's been a long day. Hey, go to YouTube, subscribe. We really appreciate it. And also go to our website, sign up for thepitsareopen.com, sign up for our newsletter. Look at that little blue icon. And why don't you use it today? Go to that website and tell us who was your favorite guest today. Was it Michaela Connor? Was it Dina Parise? Was it Linda Vaughn, First Lady Racing? Or was it Nitro Allie? Tell us who your favorite guest was today. And we are so grateful. Again, thank you for everyone that has helped make the show possible and so successful the first year. Alex, of course, thank you so much for your help. And Happy New Year. Get some rest. Happy 2026. We love you guys. Bye.